Yep.
Alright.
Yeah, you find Tobias. He seems to be coming out of like the cargo hold, checking up on Ganetto.
Alright, I'll sort of whistle for him and be like, "Yo, we're taking off now. Sooner is more. Forgot. The sooner the better." Blah. Can't speak today.
His eyes kind of light up because it gives him something to do. He seems kind of bored. He's like, "Aye, aye. We'll have this up immediately."
Well, you sure as fuck won't be that pretty soon.
Wait, what?
I said you won't be that pretty soon.
Oh, bored. Yeah. And he goes and gets the crew in order. He definitely likes telling people what to do, it seems, as explained. And you guys head out and head towards Vinkara. Ship is going to go that way. And it takes you guys like a week to get there, if I remember correctly. It's about how far away it was.
All right.
So
During that week, I could get most of this item done. It's 1,000 gold pieces a day, correct?
That's correct.
How long were they on the moon?
1 day.
1 day. So I'm 1 day short of finishing this.
Yeah, they went early in the morning. They came back that night. So
that's not the item I wanted to look at anyway. I'm looking at a completely wrong item. Tanner, where are the things? Tanner, where are the things? Found it. Okay. During this week, I will be pestering Vera for samples of her blood and various other items.
No.
I can make a very, very effective item, but I'm going to need some of your blood to make it.
And I'm going to need a much more extensive explanation than that.
I'm trying to find your father. It's the thing we were paid to do, and blood calls to blood.
I'm not so sure I trust you.
If I can get some of your blood, I don't, just maybe, I mean, an average person has 10 pints. Just one would do.
What?
If I could
There's
get like
no
a
way
pint,
you need 1 pint of my blood.
I mean, need, that's a really iffy word, but I could definitely use it. Like, once I finish this, I'd like to have at least some spare.
What do you
I don't know how many times I'm gonna
for?
You can fail at crafting. I know. I'm glad you have the confidence in me, but
Jordan laughs.
Yeah, if I fail to craft something, it will waste all of the materials. Think of how much of your blood I could burn through before I get this item completely finished. Or, yeah, better yet, don't think about that, but at least for the meantime, I could use a pint of blood.
I'm not giving you a pint of my blood.
How much are you willing to part with?
None?
It's not even to find your father?
I am confident in my ability to find my father without you having a pint of my blood.
All right, how much blood are you willing to pay to locate your father?
That's a good question.
That is a good question. And I don't really have an answer for you.
Well, when you have an answer, I'll tell you where he is. Until then, some other items would be good, so I could at least get the work started. You have his journal, yes? I assume there's some blank pages. If I could get some of that, that would be nice. Though I would prefer something he's physically written on so that the connection is stronger. I understand you don't want to waste pages of your father's journal. They're a valuable clue to locating him. But if he's written anything that you find less important, I don't know if you have any old grocery lists.
Grocery list.
You said that there were several pieces in that one journal that, like, most of the stuff was ruined on them that he wrote on.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I'd give him...
It was a really old journal that was left to the elements, so...
Alright, let me get some of that. Some or all of it?
I'd give him some of that.
All right, this will get me started. You then think about how much blood you can give me. I suggest you start thinking about it sooner rather than later so that we don't have to take all of it at once and I can get this started. You know, if we do small amounts each day, I can achieve a larger amount that I need while still not, you know, hurting you too much. Again, this isn't out of some sort of strange desire to, experiment in necromancy. I find the whole process unsavory myself.
Is it though?
Believe me, if I wanted to experiment in creature creation, I have an aberration locked in the basement. And again, please don't tell people I have an aberration locked in the basement. But I have an aberration locked in the basement should I desire this. I'm actually trying to help you now.
At this point, the captain walks in and says, "We have an aberration locked in the
No,
basement."
she is fucking passed out.
Yeah,
And because I assume this is happening once they take off.
yeah. Let me get some of that sweet, sweet blood. But for now, I go back and I start working on the item. But
Cool.
your item only cost 6,350 crafted, and I've already assigned the money to it. So, we're already good to go. All I
You
would
just need
need
that
from
blood.
you is the blood and the journal pages.
That juicy red liquid.
Dragon blood, it's fucking magic.
Yeah. Also, it's a direct component in what I'm trying to achieve.
Yeah, it doesn't really work unless if you have any other siblings that you can get blood from.
Yeah.
I
You
do
have
not.
any
That's kind
siblings?
of the point.
Who are less obsessed with keeping their blood? It's greedy is what it is.
I'm not so
You
sure it
won't
is.
even bleed for your father. Wow,
Yeah.
fucking rude.
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna bleed a
super rude.
pint.
I guess you don't want to find
A
him.
pint isn't even that much blood when you're donating blood for a cause. That's only 1/10 of your blood. It comes back
Yeah.
in like a day.
I don't think you know how blood works, Tanner.
Yeah, I really don't think you know.
Yeah,
how
well,
to
the point is, it's only 1/10 of your blood, and we have cure spells and fancy cupcakes and all of this other stuff. So just give me some of that blood, okay?
How much exactly do you require?
I
All.
don't know. It is a
Okay.
trial and error
I'm
process.
not wrong. The plasma when you donate a pint of blood, it takes 24 hours to get the plasma back, but 4 to 6 weeks to get the red blood cells back. So I'm not technically wrong.
The red blood cells are what people think of when you say blood, though.
Yeah, but the majority of the fluid in the cup is plasma.
Again, I don't think you know how blood works.
All right. Well, when she's ready to give me some blood, she can hit me up. Until then, I'll just start crafting, though I will need it before the week is done. Before we arrive in Vinkara, I need this blood. I suggest you start letting it out now so that we can get as much as we can, without having to take a
What
bunch
are
in
you
one
making?
sitting.
Love this.
I'm hopefully building a device that will allow us to better locate your father. Until I can analyze the magical properties of your blood and how strong that connection is, as well as look into the journal and how well I can draw on that magical connection, I don't know how potent the item will be. It could very well point directly to your father, or it could very well point in the general cardinal direction of the galaxy he's in. I don't know. I don't know what I can make until I can analyze the connection. And the sooner you give me this blood, the sooner I can analyze what I can do, and the sooner I can then build it into that something.
I would give him whatever small amount he needed to analyze that.
All right. I assume like a vial or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds about right.
All right. With
An
that,
ounce of
I'll
blood.
take a look at it, and I'll get back to her before the week is done. Though again, I start recommending that you take some out now, because if the answer is I need a lot more, you don't want to then have to do that in one sitting.
Just start taking some blood out.
Just
Put it on the
take
counter.
some out now. Just bleed a little. It's okay.
Yeah, I mean,
It
like
will be,
into
though.
a cup or something. I don't want to be weird or anything.
I
Have you
bet you
tried
guys
just...
don't need Mako's blood. He bled all over the ship the day before
Yeah,
he
did
died.
you guys bring back some of Mako?
There was
Uh,
nothing
you
left
have it
other than the crystal.
back.
Yeah, it's a gem, you see.
What we have of
Please,
Mako
I
is
forgot.
in that bag.
That's it.
I'm so convenient.
I mean, some of his blood might have been on Hypermetal Varus claws. all
Oh, did
things
you already
considered.
remove? Yeah.
Probably.
No. I need to put back the components that we were going to use.
For Kevin's item?
Yeah, for Kevin's item. God damn, we spent so much money on it. I'm gonna need
Yeah,
to
I don't
look at the
remember.
history. All right, I'll catch you later. Peace.
Yep.
All right.
Can we just make Kevin's item anyways, but change who it's going to?
I don't fucking want it.
Well, the problem is Pat told everyone else about it, so nobody wants it. Maybe Kevin's new character wants it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can use it.
Kevin, you want
You
this,
You
right?
can use it.
Yeah, sure. That'll work. I'll take it.
Good.
Let us compare craft. Oh, I see you craft Magitech. I craft jewelry. Have this.
Have this.
Yeah.
Fucking
You
try
craft
to
All of this is my gift.
Someone's trying to outbeat me in crafting. Show him.
No, hear me out. We need to work together. We need to craft together. We can make constructs.
That's how it works, I hear.
Between the two of us, we have all the necessary feats.
Except for craft construct.
Except for, I'll take it.
Is that really a necessary feat?
Peace.
Do you really need to craft construct with craft construct?
Eh.
So yeah, pretty much if Pat's making this item, he has to make it before you guys get to Vinkara, which means he needs the blood from you before you get to Vinkara. And
And I want to know exactly how much blood that is. That's why I gave him a little bit to figure it the fuck out. I want an equation.
Okay.
you can't expect him to give you that out of fucking character.
I know, it's just in character. Vera wants a goddamn equation.
Alright, I would give her whatever equation she desires. My character in character would provide that. Tanner, do you know what that answer is?
One second.
It's a lot.
I mean, technically, it's none. Like, I built it without any actual gold value coming from her blood. But we discussed it in the past that this would basically help allow the item to get created.
No,
But I don't know how much it
absolutely.
actually is.
I'm doing a formula here. Give me a second. You need 11.6 ounces of blood.
Tanner,
Okay.
true or false? You just referenced Full Metal Alchemist to determine how much blood you needed.
False. I didn't even look that up. I just looked up how many ounces were in a pint and then gave it a weird percentage that came to my head that sounded right.
Alright, cool.
To give
Cool.
a number.
Cool and good.
Any
Alright,
less
I
would
need
be
that.
insufficient.
I would
and
come
any
back
more
to her
would be
after about a
ludicrous.
day and let her know that basically the next time I saw her in the mess hall, I'd be like, hey, I need that many ounces.
Nice. Any
Yes, I
less
need
would be
these many
insufficient.
bloods.
Any more would be ludicrous.
Hold on, how many ounces did you say, Tanner?
11.6.
11.6? How many, 11 point... What? Alright, 16 ounces in a pint?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need technically 11.6?
You're only getting 11.6 ounces.
I let you
that's
know that I
that's the
need
number he tells
16
you.
ounces.
You're only getting 11.6 if he says
You're
the
I
getting
word.
let you know that I
11.6.
need 16 ounces.
Let me see your math.
I love it.
I show her the math, which hopefully she doesn't understand.
What would I need to roll for that?
Numbers.
In
For
trying to
some
think
sort
about
of craft
Sense
check?
motive.
Spellcraft?
I will allow
Spellcraft is normally what's used for crafting,
Yeah,
so probably
I would
spellcraft or sense motive.
Yeah, spellcraft or sense motive. Pat, roll. Are you giving her fake math, or
Fake
are you giving?
math.
Pat,
No, I'm
is
giving
this
her
math,
the real equation because I didn't have fake equation on hand.
Pat,
No, fair enough.
Pat,
You
is
just
this
put the
math,
wrong answer.
is this math wrapped up in a contract so that you can add your
No,
craft
it's
contract
unfortunately
check?
not.
I actually
I
get
cannot
bonuses
craft
to
contract at
contracts.
things, or else I would always win.
The spell's a contract.
Yeah,
The
if you could
attack is a
replace
contract.
everything with craft contract, you'd be unstoppable.
So yeah, I will roll the appropriate thing you are trying to do in response. So it is, if you're trying to determine the craft DC of the item, I can let you know, but it's fairly high. Like I don't
No,
know what
I'd
it's
be
based
sense
off of.
motive.
Probably some sort of partial craft DC for the
Yeah.
actual item.
If it's sense motive, it's going to be sense motive. Well, because he's lying, but at the same time, he's
It's a
giving
real
you the
math equation, so
Yeah, so the idea is I'm lying and it's a real math equation. So you could probably do spellcraft versus the craft DC, or you could do
sense motive versus his lie.
Yeah.
One of the two.
I'd have to do sense motive, but I can't imagine that his lie would be a full-on lie with actual math.
Unless if you understand the math, which is the spellcraft check, then it's just a lie. He hands you math that you don't understand if you don't do the spellcraft check. Otherwise, it's just the bluff versus sense motive.
And I am very good at lying.
What?
31. Give me your blood, Jess.
This is
I'm
why
gonna
I'm glad
use
I
you to
have.
make items.
This is why I'm glad I have, normal Estrellan blood.
Yeah.
If Pat
The
needs some of
problem is,
that,
people
I
told
could
me a story about how you're possessed with some sort of ancient darkness ghost or something, and he knows you turn into a dragon, but he didn't quite know the extent of what was going on, and now he wants that sweet, sweet magic blood.
You see, I'm possessed with a light ghost. Pat already has one of those.
Yeah, I could use my own blood for that. That would be pointless. Tanner, I'm also not going to bother rolling the craft DC because it's like,
Yeah, well, it wouldn't be against your check. It'd just be against, like, understanding the item. Because your
Yeah.
craft DC represents how good you are at making it, not
no,
understanding
I meant like as far as crafting is concerned.
No, I understand. Jess,
So
what
fucking
skill
close.
did you actually do?
I use sense motive.
Sense
Yeah.
motive?
29 v 31.
I'm actually.
You know I'm probably not
I'm
completely on.
actually going to give it to her only because you did hand her the math, and while she doesn't necessarily wouldn't without the spellcraft check wouldn't understand all the math, there's enough in there that it would give her a circumstance bonus.
Of probably at least 2.
Yeah, of at least 2.
All right, I let her know. So when
good
she sees
bonuses.
that my math is wrong and I begin to catch on that she sees my math is wrong, I let her know. I could technically get by with 11.6, but I don't know, how well the crafting will go, and I'd like the item finished as soon as possible.
There's a certain
So
margin.
since I'm going to do a rushed crafting job, I wanted some leeway.
I'll give you an even 12 ounces, but you're not getting a fucking pint of my blood.
Okay. We'll shelf this for now. You give me the pint, and we'll readdress this at a future
I'm
date.
not giving you a pint!
All right, we'll table the conversation. Just go ahead and give me the pint.
We'll table this for now. Just, itemized right here.
If you really want to
16
look at my
ounces.
blood, you can use whatever is left after that 11.6 ounces from the 12. You can have
All right.
0.4 ounces
I love these conversations.
All
to
0.4
obsess over my
ounces.
blood.
The next time I run into the next time I run into Mark, aka Solaire, aka
Ovold,
yeah, Ovald,
aka the Day Man.
the Dayman. I'll let him know that I've been looking into the magical properties of Vera's blood, and it intrigues me. If she's ever in a fight, and then I just stop myself, and I'm like, never mind.
If she's ever in a fight,
damn it.
Lamau.
Like, actually, you probably shouldn't cut on her.
No, I said my realization in character is that the idea of taking blood from you when you bleed in a fight is ridiculous because I've never seen it happen.
Yeah, you've like never been fucking injured.
Yeah, the idea of you bleeding in a fight is preposterous. So this 11.6 is all I'm ever gonna get, and I need that 11.6.
You do take 1 point of wounds from the blood, and thank you, Pat, for having her take damage.
Yes, it happened.
Pat first
I did it.
character
First blood, everyone.
Why would you take a wound from that? That's about, like, as much as they take in a blood bust and you don't fucking...
Because when you lose blood from a blood bust, you're still woozy and shit.
Yeah,
you
they
heal
actually.
it in a day.
Yeah,
I mean,
they give
I'm
you
losing
food
shit,
to
but I
help
don't
make
like
up for that
needling my
fact.
shit.
They
Yeah,
give you
you're-
healing.
Yeah, the idea is that you're not 100% afterwards.
Yeah,
and
but I don't think
only
it's a wound.
Just take your damn wound. You're gonna heal it in a minute.
You heal it off
before we
fucking
ever even
screen.
get to the planet.
Yeah. And the reason I say it's a wound is because you're not.
Principle of the matter.
The reason I say it's a wound is because you don't just shake it off. It's not like you got punched in the face and you're fine.
If giving blood gave you a wound, nobody would do that shit.
Except for they do it all the
They have
time.
syringes and special equipment.
Yeah,
Alright. Yeah, you also have the point. Yeah, that's
Literally
a good
just
point.
bloodletting
We're not
right now.
using modern medical technology.
Unless you're putting a bunch of leeches on her and then just
I don't
milking
know
the
why we're not using modern technology, because we're in a science fantasy setting.
you're also on a fucking ship.
To be fair,
Yeah,
are
but with
needles
these-
considered
Also-
weapons?
Yes.
I could
They
craft
do not
needles.
pierce me. Fuck you.
Kevin,
I
if
could
you
make
don't
you some
think they
needles
are
and
giving
weapons-
me the blood,
syringes.
so
We
I
could
think
do
they do.
this.
But I woke up.
Kevin, if you don't
Alright.
think
I'm
I
gonna
guess they
remove
would
a lot
kind
of
of
the
go between the
superfluous
scales.
crap.
All right. So, anyways, you get the blood. After a long, arduous argument with Vera, you get some blood. You finish crafting your item. You said you still need a day, right? Afterwards, you're gonna be short 1 day of time by the time you get back to Vinkara.
No, I was looking at the wrong item. I was looking at my theoretical money duplication item, which I haven't actually built. This one's crafted with 6,350. I'd be done
Oh.
before we arrived.
Cool. So in that case, who's going to find a medium to talk with Mako Soul? Who's on that trip?
I mean, me. I
Yeah,
kind of feel
would.
responsible.
I'm good.
Are you?
Well, Mako's on that trip, obviously, because he's dead.
Mako has no choice.
Damn. Wanted to stay at home.
I mean, if two people are going, I've got no reason to go. I'd go see the port, I guess.
You know,
By the
your
way,
guild, your
once I
thing.
finish linking this, I'm going to text you the theoretical use that I texted Tanner. All right, let me go to Space Waifus.
Actually, Jess, I feel like you would probably go
Post
talk to your
this.
guild master because you found a journal on your father.
Oh shit, no, we are on Vinkara, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought we were at Elemental area. Yeah, no, I'd definitely go to the guild because I need to lay into this crystal and also everything else.
Cool.
All right. I just
Nice.
posted the item.
Where did you post it?
Space Wipers.
Space Waifus. It's called the Dragon Radar.
Ah,
See what I did there?
+5 knowledge, arcana, history, occult, and planes. Learn information about Vera's father. 1 a day. Make a knowledge check to divine information leading to the whereabouts of your father. Rolling twice and taking the better result. If this check fails, roll again twice, taking the better result, and add an additional +5 bonus on top of the existing +5. Can only be used to divine information. Only usable by Vera. Can only target Vera. Can only be used to locate Vera's father.
Isn't
Woo!
Jess's guild No Man's Sky?
Yes.
Say again?
You're correct.
Jess's guild is indeed No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Dragon Radar. And now I will find this reference that I made to Tanner a long time ago about the use of this item.
All right, so Veyra's gonna go back to her guild, team up with Ricaro, the old elf guild master, and delve into the data she found from her father's research at Mediotech, which leaves Starman and Solaire to go and find a medium to talk to Mako.
To be fair, Eric
Which
could
leaves
help with
Wally.
that.
What are you doing? Eric, yeah, Eric could actually help with that.
Considering,
'Cause Eric is
since
still
once we
on
changed the plans to come straight here, he wouldn't leave the ship. So, yeah, Eric can help you guys find that.
Yeah, I mean, he's on the ship. He's like, hey, I'm not gonna go. I'm not going with you any further. But they're like, hey, we're going back to Vinkara.
And then it's like, yeah, well, I'll stay with you guys for the trip. Fuck yeah.
You're just not leaving
Alright,
the planet.
I'm just gonna
I'll
type
follow.
this, that way everyone can witness it.
Cool.
Shit.
So what is Wally gonna be doing? I know Eric's gonna go with them because he did care about Mako and he's interested in getting that shit done.
I think Wally would join them as well, mostly because he's just kind of getting to know everybody at this point.
Mhm.
Just being like, hey,
Cool.
where you guys going? Oh, well, let's do it.
Cool.
We're gonna go
Theo,
use pseudo spirit theft.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Theo will be going with Veyra to the guild because he doesn't necessarily know everything about what's going on, but he does know a decent amount about Mediotech and the way that they would organize the data and the files and all that stuff, so he can help decrypt it. Cool. So we're going to be with team 2 Kevins and 2 elves.
Yeah, boy.
Double or Nothing is the name of the team.
Yeah. So how are you guys going to find a medium? You have arrived back in.
Let me pull up
Guild Planet.
Eric's sheet. Hold on.
I will
The same
respond
city you guys have
shortly
been
if
hanging
they
out.
haven't already decided. Right now I'm typing bullshit.
I mean, isn't that just as easy as pulling up the thing and finding one? Surely there's like an information center. See, if we could only speak with Mako's spirit, I'm sure Mako would know where the diviners are.
Knowledge local, since I'm from here.
Yeah, that would work.
If only you could speak to Mako. Mako would know.
Yeah, and I roll like shit, as always.
Specifically, what you need to find is someone who can do it short notice and without necessarily sharing your religion.
I mean, we already know Mako's
That-
religion is hookers and blow.
That isn't just
Good.
fakey fake bullshit.
Yeah.
You need the real shit.
That's the real problem.
The
ain't
problem
it? We
is,
need
yeah,
the real
everyone
shit.
hears a bunch of fakey fake bullshit. That's what my roll gets me anyway.
Yeah, you're like, I know of some places, I looked them up. Turns out they're all just
They're
I'll
all
roll
just
knowledge
scams,
local.
basically.
Yeah.
It's all sleight of hands.
I am moderately better than Kevin. And yet,
Moderately.
together, we only hit 19. We're one away from the magic number.
Pat, do you have knowledge local?
Yeah, I got that shit in spades, dude.
Roll that shit.
Hey,
Scroll, 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 scroll.
Reminder that if you can't move 40 feet around, it's not worth moving.
Otherwise, Silsey's gonna have to roll. Just be like, hey, I heard of this guy.
This guy's a
I
fraud.
have a plus 14 knowledge local.
Yeah,
Just
roll
do
it.
it. Roll it, please. Save them from themselves.
25.
There we go. A number.
Cool.
Have Silsey roll anyways. If we all ate another, maybe we can break 30.
Yeah.
Okay.
all she needs is a 10.
Give me one moment. I didn't actually have many of the NPC stat blocks open. Ten. She did it.
Easy. Easy every time. We broke 30. Who do we know?
So, all of you just using information that you already know about the city, as well as actively searching and looking around, spending some time. you kind of come to the conclusion that if you just go to any random denomination of a church or anything, you're probably not going to get an audience, at least in the short time period that you need. But there's a rumor kind of going around that there's a freelancer who is been working out of the city recently. And for those, I'm not sure if I mentioned it before, freelancers are typically people who are not associated with a guild. That's the idea. Guilds hire them specifically to keep things on the down low, or when they don't want to keep people privy to information and such.
Oh yes, the guildless.
Either
So-
are very good or awful.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Yeah, well, if this one has skills,
Mike, I gotta ask you something real fast. Jump into game time.
All right. While they do that, I'm going to link this thing into the chat. This is an example use of the item.
Pat, I would like to know where you got that selection from Tanner's
Okay.
lore document.
So,
Oh, he linked it with me. That's where I got all of this information from.
I see.
it is the Javi.
Thanks, Pat.
D''Javi, which is an incredibly rare sight on Vinkara because it's a species or a race that isn't part of the Draconic Dominion. So they're incredibly uncommon to see here.
Dirty
But
communists.
that's also why they stick out like a sore thumb. And you don't know much about it, but he's been, doing some own personal investigations here on the planet. And he's kind of been making a living for himself while he's here, doing spirit medium things. And it's been getting enough attention amongst the people that you're talking about that they kind of tell you what inn he's staying at. Which we are going to name the Ghastly Melons Bar. I like that one. Not sure if people heard me. Ghastly Melons.
Oh, I
Yes.
heard the Ghastly Melons bar.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to go into the Ghastly Melons bar. Can we meet him somewhere else?
Somebody would have to go in.
All right, I'll go in. I don't know why it's called the Ghastly Melons, but I'm worried.
You go in, and it's definitely pretty low class, all things considered. You can tell that they serve cheap drinks and have cheap rooms. But it's referred to as the Ghastly Melons because they specialize in serving drinks, like fruit cocktails and such, from various produce from across the Starsea.
See, I was thinking
Um,
something completely different.
No, it's like if you went to a really low class bar and ordered a mimosa. That's pretty much what they do.
Okay.
And there's a guy who's working the bar. There's, of course, areas in the back for people to stay. It doesn't have a lot of rooms from what you can tell. The place isn't that big. But they do get a consistent amount of money from just, people coming to drink and don't want to go home for the night, things like that.
All right. I was busy typing some bullshit. I heard the general idea that there's a guy who's not part of the guild and he's part of a race that's not common here. But I didn't catch all the details because I was busy typing the bullshit you will now find in
With your knowledge local check, you know that it's the person you're looking for is Javi, which is pretty much space communist. They're not part of the Draconic Dominion. They're not really a fan of capitalism, but this guy's here anyways, for reasons unbeknownst to you, which is also why he kind of sticks out.
Okay. Yeah. I see. Are they a particular race or are they just a particular culture?
Particular race.
What do
They
they look
are.
like?
They are
Bug
typically
people.
light blue skinned. They look fairly humanoid. They don't look too outrageous or anything like that. and have kind of stark white eyes.
Okay. Yeah,
And it's really hard to tell them apart. They all look really similar to one another. You have your
All look
template
same.
female and your standard male, like body type.
I joked them when I made them as a reincarnation race. They were all very similar. Like they all only had like 24. Like they had a character selection, and there's only like 100 combinations you can make out of the selection. So they start to look very similar.
Yeah. Effectively, you would know them as the people. They're rumored to be immortal through reincarnation, but because of that, their templates of their reincarnation are kind of limited in appearance.
In short, all look same.
All right. Yeah, I'll nod to the guy, to the people who didn't go into the bar, and just like mention that I see him, and then go further into the bar. First up to the actual bar itself. As I walk up to the bar, I'll walk past his table and just glance at whatever he's drinking.
Hey, Mike.
Fine wine. I know what character you're talking about.
Yep, this is you. This is you temporarily.
Okay.
You get to be yourself, channeling yourself.
Yes.
Next, we get to lie to you about how you died.
Yes. I need to be lied to. I need to be lied about how I died, and then lied about every circumstance involving me.
Next, Mike will kidnap Mike and lie to Mike about it.
Yeah, and I gotta kidnap this guy because clearly they're lying to me, but I don't know why. All right, let me get to his character sheet. I know I have it. I saved it.
I actually had it pull it open.
Yeah, because he has fucking.
The best part is he's level 8.
He is level 8. That's right. I did. All right, this is him, the Unchanneled.
All right. So as I walk by, I see he's drinking wine. I make a quick mental note of the vintage, etc. Walk up to the actual bar and order 2 more glasses of that.
The guy pours it for you, passes it down. He's just like, "Are you drinking both of these yourself, or is there a lady in the bar I should send it to?"
I'll sort of smirk at that and I say, "No lady, just trying to get on a potential business partner's good side." And I'll pick them up, tip the man. How much do I owe him?
A few silver.
Two silver. All right.
Yeah,
I'll drop 2 gold.
God damn.
Yeah, I'll drop 2 gold. Man, we are literally fucking.
Yeah, no, I
rolling
get it. Yeah. His eyes light up. He thanks you profusely, and he's like, "Anything else you need for the night, you let me know."
All right, I'll nod to him, and I'll go back to the table carrying my drinks, and I'll set one down and sort of motion to the seat across from him, and basically asking if I can sit down. I'll set one down in front of him, basically saying, like, "This is for you," and that motion to see if I can sit down.
He would accept.
All right. I'll sit down across from him and say, "It is so rare to see one of your kind here." And he goes, "But it goes, a delightful treat on my part. And so I thought I might purchase for you a drink, share and share alike."
Ah. I'll be honest, I don't really like this stuff, but sometimes I just have to appease others.
I will sort of think about that, and I say, I know a certain deal about needing to appease people. I've worked under the trade kings of late. No worse business, in my opinion. Dealing with them is difficult. They're greedy and demanding. It's nice to take a break every once in a while. And I say, I understand the need to do so, motioning towards the wine glass, and I say, in such a way that you leave your mindset behind. Get drunk.
Get drunk.
Yeah.
And I go, oh, yeah.
Because he thinks that's what you're referring to.
Oh yeah. I go.
Like, hey, I need to appease certain people, you know.
And I look.
And I
you
think
know
he
what?
thinks you're saying like sometimes I need to fucking get drunk because I have to deal with a bunch of shit.
Oh yeah. It's like, oh yeah, I need to sometimes drink this just to appease somebody. But enough about me.
And
You
I
look
say,
like you look like the type
well,
that comes here for. You don't look like the type. Let's be honest. You don't look like the type that comes here.
I nod as I look around and I say, I'll admit the what's the name of the something melons?
Ghastly melons.
I'll admit the ghastly melons is not one of my frequent haunts. And I can't think of a way to work Gengar into this statement. And so yeah, I'll say the ghastly melons is not one of my frequent haunts. I've actually come here to see you. I had heard that you were here, and I have need of one with such talents. And I assume everyone else has walked in at this point since I motioned for them to walk in.
I think girl's
Me and
trying to
my
get your.
gang are in need of assistance.
Say again.
Me and my gang are in need of assistance.
Me,
Me
I
and
can't
my
hear a word you're
gang.
saying. You're saying
Me and my gang
some-
are in need of assistance. He's
Me and my
throwing
gang
Gengar.
are. Thank you, fucking Earl. Me and my gang are in need of
See, I
assistance.
kept trying to figure out how he could work the word gangrene into it normally.
All right.
Me and my gang are in need of assistance.
You go,
You
stutter
fucking
and
hero,
say
Earl.
R twice. Me and my Gengar are in need of assistance.
and they go, so
Right.
who recommended you?
And I'll turn towards the others. I don't even know how we fucking found this guy. I
Mostly
was
through
aiding
knowledge.
another someone else's knowledge local, but I don't know what the exact concept of what we were doing was.
Mostly asking around for somebody who'd be able to talk to you about spirit stuff immediately.
All right, I say, we understood that you possessed certain magical talents. I don't know the details myself, but perhaps my friend can inform you. He seems more inclined to that, persuasion, and I'll motion towards Solaire.
How did we find him?
We
just
just asked around. That's,
You
yeah.
guys did a gather information check, asked
Yeah.
around.
Yeah, word
We
on the
harassed
street,
some
man.
locals.
No. And I go,
Yeah, I meant he asked specifically what we need him for. So I was like, okay, we need you. We found you by asking around. We said that we know that you possessed a certain skill set that we required magically. I don't know exactly what's going to be required of you, though. But maybe a Solaire can answer that because he knows a lot more about magic and fucking especially divine magic than I do. And so I motioned for you to take over and explain exactly what process we need done. Like, do you know what sphere abilities or class abilities we're
Relatively
actually
speaking.
asking him to perform?
Relatively speaking.
Say again?
Relatively speaking. I mean, we have what we're pretty sure the actual feat is. I'll pretty much just pull out the stone.
sent you something, Tanner.
Thanks.
I'll pull out Mike's soul stone and inform other Mike that I have reason to believe that Mako's soul, I won't say his name obviously, just that there is a soul inside this gem that we'd like to speak to.
I go, you need that guy. It's like,
What?
And I'll sort of cock an eyebrow up at that and say, is there someone else we should be speaking to?
oh no. You're speaking to the right person. It's just rare. Usually no one asks for me. Most of the time they want one of the other guys.
Well, like I said, they did seem to recommend you. My character says increasingly
guy.
confused and agitated.
This guy is crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think what we've just encountered is a secret ring of illicit twins. Like, we're talking at least 4 or 5 identical twins,
Yeah,
all
that's it.
operating under something.
I go, oh, unfortunately you weren't referenced by someone. I was hoping to use that for somebody. But, whatever. Alright. So you wish me to speak with a departing spirit. So I take it you at least know him personally.
I'll say, yes, I traveled with him for some time. We were becoming fast friends, I'd like to think. And he goes, he had certain tastes I didn't share, but I did find him quite amusing and his company enjoyable. Though if you need someone close to him, there are others who would be more suited for such a task. I can gather them, though we don't have them on hand.
At least will work. And you have something of him from personally.
And I sort of laugh and say, well, I thought the soul might be enough, but and I look around towards the others, and basically, do you guys fucking have anything?
We got all this stuff, so Solaire should have it.
Looking at summoning
Yeah.
spirits, having the corpse or the actual remains is the best thing you could have. And you have his
stone
soul,
is,
so you're fine.
The
Yeah.
stone is the remains. Again,
Yeah,
we
I'm
have reason to believe the soul is actually in this rock, so.
I go, wait, his soul's in the rock? He's gonna try to go up to grab the
It wasn't what you would call a
stone.
conventional death.
He's gonna try to grab the stone because now he's just set on something.
Yeah.
Whether you stop him or not is a different question.
It wasn't what
He
you would
grabs
call
for
a
stone.
conventional death.
Yeah, he grabs for stone.
Do you yank back or let him take stone?
I haven't
without
seen its
words, I'm
equal
not
since
gonna
that
let
time
him.
with the confessor.
All right, I go, my God. I knew they existed, but to think they're just laying right here. This is a high crime where I come from.
I'll look at him and say, I was not aware, but I don't know quite how we I don't believe we did anything to actually commit said criminal act.
Oh,
we got
we're not
this
where I'm
stone.
from. Trust me, you'd be dead already if they saw you with this.
Yeah. I
I
say,
mean,
well,
we're
thank
outside
God
the
we're not where
Dominion
you
right
came
now.
from. I would like to point out, though, that this isn't something we did. This was something that was done to our friend. We just happened to have the aftermath. We're trying to correct it.
You go,
I'm very glad Pat said those words.
yeah. I'm just like, well, that'll definitely work. I'd assume
They
it'd
did
be easier.
mention they wanted to fix it.
Yeah, no, Mike. He's like, I imagine this would. It's like I'd have to assume this would be much easier. I've never talked to the Rock though. Not having to talk to a different plane of existence saves probably a good step. All right, I'm gonna need some time to set up something. I'm gonna give you an address, probably a different location. My character secured for this.
For this purpose, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have you meet me there in about two hours. You can show up early, but there's not much gonna be happening.
I'll have to insist we hold on to the gem for that time.
I go, fine. I'll need it for the end, and I'll need, like I said, preferably the closer the person is, but I'm thinking with this, I really don't need the most personal connection with somebody. As long as you've at least spent some time with them, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's like, and I go, besides, anyways, name's Kojor. It was nice to meet you, random stranger. Oh, and also I have a certain payment that'll be needed for this. Normally I'd say gold, but
Would it happen to be, I don't know, 4 ounces of Novaean blood?
it might be 4 ounces.
Oh,
0.4 ounces. He goes, you happen to have the device that made this?
I sort of smile and I say, no. Again, this was something that was done to our friend. I understand its heinous nature and would not care to recreate it even if I could. And I'll say, I don't want you to drop names and involve myself any further in the individual who is responsible. But needless to say, they're reasonably powerful, well connected, and seemingly lack any sort of morals.
Fine.
Mark, it's not technically a bluff check because you only have one component out of the machine.
Yeah,
That's
but
fine.
Pat also said he has no intention of building one.
I don't. I mean, the one who has the intention of rebuilding that machine was what's his name.
I go,
I just
fine,
want
fine.
to have the ability to build new things.
using the technology.
Yeah, I like building stuff, but my character would probably consider a machine that sucks the souls out of shit pretty evil. And my character, for the most part, is good aligned.
I go, fine. All right. I do have a price for you, Tanner. What would be a price for this?
Let's look at spellcasting services.
Yeah.
Should be something that I know, but I didn't. Standard one would be caster level times spell level. So 8 times 4 times 10. 320 gold would be standard.
All right, standard. But if they want no connection, my character is going to bump it up to probably just 500 gold even, because I assume
Last
they went to
minute.
me. Yeah, because it's last minute, and they went to me because they didn't want anyone else to know.
Okay. Yeah.
He
It's a
doesn't know
hasty
that you
job.
didn't. Yeah, it's a hasty job, and he assumes if you're going to him, you didn't want other people to know what you were doing.
All right. Yeah, that's acceptable. I will pay the man. Olive probably brought along a decent amount of money because I assumed this would cost money.
I
I won't
yeah.
pay him completely up front though. I'll
you're
give
a
him like a
smart
down
man.
payment of 50 gold.
To pretty much buy the supplies.
Yeah, I'll be
Yeah.
like, here's a down payment of 50 gold to do what you need to do, but you'll get the rest of it when the actual job is done.
I want to ask a quick question. This thing that you're making me, does it just spit out text like in your
Oh.
type of writing that says that, or like does it read something off like in your voice? Where
No,
it's
it
like
actually gives
seems
you
pretty
vision.
gay to be honest.
No, it gives you visions.
Okay.
I don't know what the
Pictures
device
are
itself
universal
looks like.
language.
I was thinking it might be some sort of like reflecting pool type thing. Or like some sort of think of it like a compass that when you look at it, it doesn't actually point a direction. Its movements mesmerize you, and you go into sort of a trance-like state and see something.
Would be cool.
Um,
I just realized this character is going to learn everything he needs to know about this object in a moment, anyways. The moment he
Yeah.
touches it.
Yeah,
So
pretty much.
that's a taste of things to come. That little thing I posted.
Fucking
And-
love it.
Yeah, thanks.
Bless.
And Mike, you got to get that money so you can go figure out what happened to your previous incarnations.
Oh, he needs the money
Yeah.
to farm things. And the moment he holds that gem, he's going, and I know who made this gem.
I am gonna say there is a reason why the characters from the original version of this campaign still exist in setting.
Oh, that's
It's
fine.
not just that they got overridden. They all do exist, and they're all still doing stuff.
Except Vera.
Except Vera. But that's
no,
because
I
Vera was
still
direct.
exist.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes, but you're
remember,
not still
Vera,
out doing stuff.
Yeah,
we
you
ran
got- you
into
didn't- you
Nyx,
got
who
reset,
insisted that
unlike
it was
the
the
rest of
real
us.
Vera.
Vera is the only holdover from the original campaign PC.
I got
The plot was
reset, but the
directly-
thing is, like, my character followed the same exact steps, whereas the others were slightly off.
No, I'm going to insist that the alternate version of you was the one we killed in Medio's lab.
Oh,
You
God.
weren't there, so you're wrong.
That's not the answer, but there is an answer.
Is it Time Demon?
Yeah, is there a time demon?
I actually know the answer, but I'm not gonna give away the answer.
Do we have to go to Old Draenor?
No.
God, no.
Just
Is
just gonna ask: is Kenneth dead because he wound up on an orc planet where no one else was, or the ant planet?
No.
Okay.
True or false? Is the answer double Vera?
No.
Lamau double Vera.
Varian. Double Varian.
Can I combine two of me to get stronger?
With the right spells and plot conveniences, maybe. Because there's a spell for fusion in 3.5.
Oh,
You can just
There
fuse
is a
yourself.
spell
If-
that allows you to fuse.
Do I get more arms?
Not with the fusion
No, that's
spell.
a completely different spell called Fuse Arms.
If
No, you get less arms with that, but those arms are double strong.
hang on, if Vera fuses with herself, can she now wield 2 keyblades?
No, because she currently wields 0 keyblades.
But can she wield
Does she-
twice as many?
Yes, she can wield twice as many
No,
keyblades
what
as
she
she
would
currently
be able
does.
to do is
Zero?
wield 2 dragons.
Yeah, 2 times 0 is 0, Tanner. The answer was yes.
That's how math works.
It is how math works. It's exactly how it works. If she fuses with herself, she can wield twice as many because 2 times.
Yeah.
I gotta get a drink here back.
That is exactly how fucking math works. That is literal math right there.
In fact, if she fuses with herself, she can wield 1,000,000 times as many keyblades.
No, she wields 2 times as many. Whether or not they result in the same answer is superfluous. She can only wield 2 times as many by fusing with herself.
If Avery begins to wield a keyblade and she fuses with herself, who also wields a keyblade, can she wield twice as many keyblades?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
But if she
Every time you
fuses with
fuse
herself,
with yourself, you can wield twice as many keyblades.
yeah. But if she fuses herself and then learns how to wield a keyblade, she can only still use 1.
Yeah, exactly.
What if she fuses with herself, learns how to wield a keyblade, and separates? Can both Veyras wield a keyblade?
Yes.
Both Veyras got that experience. What
Yeah.
if they
Yes,
then
for the
fuse
same
it?
reason that both separations of what's his name could use keyblades.
But what if they then refuse afterwards?
Depends on the
They-
time period.
And if they refuse afterwards, I assume they can wield twice as many keyblades.
It's only if they've had long enough to have different experiences to have slightly change of hearts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in this scenario, I would say at least a year to identify themselves as a completely separate person.
I'm glad we got this discussion out of the way. It was
Oh,
very
absolutely.
important.
It's entirely essential.
We need to know this for the setting, in future character decisions. I don't know if I want my character to separate if I don't know how many keyblades he would wield mechanically.
Though,
Yeah.
if we look at the Piccolo and Kame dynamic of that, they were super weak, split, became even weaker, fused together, and got so much stronger than they were originally. It was totally worth. So, like, levels? Multiply?
We don't talk
Well,
about levels.
Yeah, I think the idea is that when say you were a 20th level character, and you split into 2 10th level characters, it's a lot easier to get level 11 than it is to get level 21.
Yeah.
So what they
then when
did
you
is they
refuse, you're
split into
level
2
22.
10th level characters. Both of them gained a couple levels. Then when they refused, it was a lot easier to. So let's say each of them gained 3 levels. Now they're level 26 instead of 2 level 13 characters.
Yeah. That's literally how Shadow Clone Jutsu works, too. That's the worst part.
That's the best part.
No, I know. That's fucking amazing. And I love that they brought that up. But yeah, that's literally how it works.
Yes.
Holy shit, that means
Alright,
Tien is
back.
potentially the strongest character. Period.
We already knew Tien was the strongest human.
No, character. Period. He has the
all he needs to do
multi-form
is keep
technique.
separating and
He
refusing.
he could just
Did
keep...
we go back to shit posting about Dragon Ball?
Well, no, we're still going off the Keyblade thing. We're just like, if we split and then level up a few times and then recombine, that means we're just a higher level now, right?
And he used the example of Piccolo and
And Kame.
Kami. And then, but there's also the idea of but you remember Tien's clones never gained any levels.
No, I'm saying if he did, like if he used them to
if
train.
he managed to do so, but we don't know if he's physically capable of keeping the key up long enough to stay separated that long.
Okay. So,
And 2, I will point out Goku knows the multi-body technique.
When has he ever used it?
Once.
I'd have to look it up, but I'm fairly certain he's used it in Dragon Ball.
No, he
Yeah,
used
it was-
the after image technique. He abused the shit out of that. But I
No,
don't
I'm
think he's
fairly
ever
certain
used
he
the
learned the
multi-form.
multi-body technique.
Google wiki will tell you, but not now.
we're not the Dragon Ball shit posting yet. I want to at least get through this, and then we can get our
Alright,
shit
well,
post about
no,
Dragon
fair
Ball.
enough.
So, it would take a couple hours for him to get everything set up, as he explained. What do you want to do in the couple hours, or anything that you need to do before you meet him at the address?
No,
All right.
my character fucking goes and meets him. Like, I had one job here.
No, I wasn't sure if there was someone like anyone else you wanted to go get or something like that. So, Yeah, a couple hours later, you'd meet him at the address. I would think that it's somewhat run down, though still looks a little bit respectable. I mean, respectable for low class, let's be honest. He probably rented the place out on
Yeah.
the cheap.
TBH.
Rent it out on the cheap so he could just ditch it at any point.
Yeah. So very bare bones location. You walk into the room, and it definitely looks like everything is set up for some sort of seance. There, candles are lit, fires are flickering. There's no light coming into the room other than the natural flame. And the four of you would funnel into the room. Which would give the floor to Gojar.
Okay, got it. Go, welcome. It's like, I assume you all will be participating in the seance. If not, I would advise you waiting outside.
I can try. I don't know if I would be required or what I would do.
You're not
I
required, but
imagine
if you
it's
wish
a
to see
particular
the
skill
spirits,
set.
you could. I assume you wish to at least speak with the one. Being not part of the seance kind of prevents you from that.
All right,
Only
then
the
yes,
people- yeah.
I'd probably want to be present, though I don't know if I would know the right questions to ask as is.
Mike,
Again, that's the realm of the afterlife, and the realm of the afterlife, the gods, all of that is more of our friend Solaire's territory.
the reason I want to bring this up to everybody. So, I mean, Kojor can explain this in character as well. Mechanics of Summon Spirit, which is what he will be using, in addition to like a class ability, is that pretty much the spirit possesses him, and you can ask it up to 4 questions. So you have 4 questions for Mako, and out of the people, only the people that are in the seance can interact with Mako in any way. And let's see here. And the people in the seance count as the people, how close you are to Mako, for determining the will save for him to like actually be summoned, spirit wise. And since you have his soul and you guys are familiar with him, he takes a minus 15 to the save. Which I mean, I don't think it's possible for him to pass out at that point.
Pretty much not.
All right, I was about to say, because if it's a save that he can pass, we would have gotten the captain.
No, it's a save.
No, all of you are familiar. I mean, the captain technically is more familiar, but after months and months of travel with the guy, you're good enough to be on the familiar standpoint.
All right, cool.
The only one who wouldn't be would be Wally.
Yeah, but you're not the only one here, so it's fine.
Yeah.
I just wanted to explain that out of flavor text, so you guys know you have 4 questions.
All right, does anyone know what we're asking?
I will give you time to prep for that, though.
Do you want to be reincarnated? Or revived? Whatever. Do you want another body? Where do you want us to go to get it? Because if he says no, he doesn't, then we basically need a flowchart. Do you want another body?
Yes.
Or to be alive again?
No.
Well,
Yeah.
do you want
Yes
to
and
be
no.
do you want to be resurrected? Yes, no. If yes, okay.
Where?
Where?
How? What type of body-ish?
What
Do you
type of
want to be
resurrection would you like
resurrected
us
as
to?
one of you,
Alright.
as a transistor, as whatever. Tell us what race you want to be resurrected as. Where would you like us to have it done? I mean,
Yeah, I think rather than just asking like where do you want to be resurrected as, I'd ask like how do you want it done, because that encompasses a lot of questions.
Yeah.
And
How
his one
and
question can
where?
have long answers.
Well, how is encompasses where? Like if he says like have my father implant my body into our secret robot, then that answers a lot of fucking questions.
Yeah,
well,
it's a
in that case, we can just phrase the question: do you have a preference on who resurrects you?
I think
Well,
how
no,
is the
because
best
then
way
if
to
he
answer
says
that question.
no, then that doesn't help us much. We should just ask him straight up, how do you want to be resurrected?
It needs to
Because
be
that will force him to answer how, which will usually just give us a place. If he says, I want to be put in a fucking robot body, then then we know let's go to the transistor world. If he says
Mako is a friendly spirit, you guys, so he's not going to try to dick you over or give you wrong information. But due to spirit magic. Specifically, the
You
answers
can
are as
only
brief
answer
as
those
possible.
questions.
Yeah, it's as brief as possible. It can be cryptic and things like that. So you want to phrase the question in a way it's like, do you want to be brought back? Yes. Who do you want to bring you back? My father. Fuck. Who's your father? And you wasted another question. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah, as a friendly
So
spirit,
how do
he
you
will
want to be
elaborate.
resurrected? I think is a good one.
Sure.
Because if he answers like as a robot, that tells us a lot of things, or like as a transistor or something like that, because you want to say robot, but you get my point. If his answer is as a transistor, that immediately tells us a lot. If he says like my father or something like that, then we know, okay, it's probably his homeworld or something. And then we have 2 follow-up questions for that. Do you have a flowchart ready, Mark?
Hang on. I'll just pull up Paint.
Paint?
Paint.
Okay. Let me know when you got it open.
It's got to actually make a flowchart. It can't just be words on paper.
Yeah,
It's got to be a
please.
flowchart.
Yeah. If you don't have an actual chart, what's the fucking point? Okay. So the first question: do you want resurrection? And that's pretty simple. Yes, no. Only 2
Yeah.
real answers.
So first question, do you want to be brought back?
and if he says no, then which he's not gonna say no.
Yeah,
I
if
think
he
that
says
you guys
no,
should
then
just
the next question.
no. I think that you guys should skip that question altogether because
He's not going to
just
say no because of the
assuming
implication.
nobody's gonna say no.
Yeah, they're not gonna say no.
Yeah. If we
Like,
start with
just
how do you want to
fucking-
be resurrected,
just start
he
with
could
how-
also just answer, I don't
no,
want to be.
I think that's a little bit metagame knowledge, though.
No, I don't because nobody's gonna be like fucking no. Like,
Some people might.
well,
Some
people
then
might, but
how
afterlife
would
or
you like to
something.
be resurrected? He'd be like, I don't.
I will put it this way: from
No, that's
Pat's
true.
perspective, if you ask him, Pat's perspective as a contract-based character would loop it into the very first question of how would you like to be resurrected? Because if they outright say, no,
No,
I
that's
don't want to be
true.
resurrected, then they've answered, how do I want to be resurrected?
No, that's
Don't
true.
do it.
No, fair enough. So yeah, first question: how do you want to be resurrected?
Okay. And then if he says,
I'm not sure
the
if you can
problem is
flowchart.
it's
It's
gonna be
too
so,
open-ended.
our next
so,
question is so open that it's gonna be hard to plan the next one after that.
Again,
Do you want to
friendly
just
spirit-
get started and play it by ear?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably for the best at this point. Once you have your initial question, you're probably
Megan's
fine.
also not feeling well, so the sooner we can wrap up, the better. So that I
Yeah,
can.
once
see
you guys
what's-
get done
what's
with
up
this,
there.
it'll be all. So, the Kojor starts up the seance, which takes an hour. The whole thing takes an hour. Flames dance, and the air in the room turns cold despite the flames. And also, you kind of notice. You would have taken you would have handed him the gemstone as well,
do
which
need to
he
hold it.
would be. Yeah, which he would be holding in front of him, and it would be floating slightly in his grip. As the divine magic passes through both the man and the stone. Thunder seems to clap within the room. As
Thundercats.
No,
Oh.
thunder claps.
Um,
As
they-
a storm seems to brew in the room.
you would also start to see the shadows of 7 people in the room that don't, or 6 more people that don't exist in the room.
Yeah, that's spooky.
That is spoopy.
I get it though. And all of this wind and moistness in the air kind of fades and all seems to move towards Kojor's body, as even the flames themselves are moving towards him with the wind, and it all kind of wraps into his body, and his eyes reopen, kind of giving a somewhat familiar gaze.
And right before he goes, he would say, the spirit of the one you know as Mako is here. It's like you may begin asking your questions now.
All right. Yeah. Mark, you want to go first with the how?
Mako, my boy, how do you want to be resurrected?
Preferably in my own body. So, the only people I know that come from my own homeworld. Nah, but only person I would know who knows how to do that would be. One second, I'm looking up a name. Who would know anything about that would be. I have to go to Tanner's chat because I sent it to him.
Yeah, I got the names up too. If you need me to
Yeah.
send something at you.
Yeah, now I pulled it up. Sorry. Scrolling up. The only one who would know anyone would be my brother Han Q.
All right. So, what is the actual answer your character gives?
He goes, "I would be resurrected. My brother Han Q would know someone who could."
So, the question, how do you want to be resurrected? Your answer is your brother Hyun Q.
No, he's like his answer was, "I'd like to be resurrected in my own body. The only, preferably on my home world. My brother would know who can do it." Those were the three statements of his answer, and he gave the brother's name of Han Q.
All right.
You got 3 questions left.
Where can we find your brother? Sorry, where on your homeworld would we find your brother?
That's a good question.
Let's go.
I'm assuming you answer, but we don't know the answer off the top of our heads.
No, I can give you his actual answer because he goes, "My brother Han Q Kai. Well, I do not know currently where he resides. Last I heard, he was posted in near the capital as part of the military regiment there."
The city of Henan. Which you guys can knowledge to try to know about that city.
Knowledge.
Yes.
It would be local. I'd also give religion.
All right. 2 questions left. Anybody got anything they want to add? We have his brother at the capital on his homeworld, who's in a military installation near the capital city. Mark, can you get down the name of the capital city?
What was it again?
Henan. Henan.
Man.
And again, like I said, you guys can knowledge check to know more about it if you wanted to.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and roll that knowledge just to know.
The only thing I want to know more about is why you ain't shutting up.
It's local, right?
Or religion.
Fortunately, I have both of those in spades. Equal spades. They're both plus 12.
Nat 20.
Boom!
He knows.
38. So, it is a holy city. It is not only the capital of their society, it's the capital of their worship, which they have a very big kami worship in regards to. They don't worship just one god, obviously.
Oh, of course. The people outside capitalism are kami worshippers. I fucking knew it. Red Scare
No,
all over
these guys
again.
These guys are part of the Draconic Dominion, but
Ah.
there is a schism within their society because they're very traditionalist, and the fact that they're in the Draconic Dominion at this point is bringing in new technology, new customs, and new everything into their planet, and the natural order of things doesn't really appreciate it. So there's kind of a split within their society regarding do we stick to the old ways or do we forge a new path, and it causes problems politically. You don't know which side Mako's on in regards to that.
Almost certainly new ways. He is a fucking venture capitalist pirate smuggler who travels around on a spaceship.
You also know he was exiled from his homeworld.
Yeah, which
So-
seems like if you're going to get exiled, it's probably because you're not a traditionalist.
I just wanted to point it out. Other than that, you know that they don't let airships into the city because the traditionalist view has such a handhold on the city. You can't actually land there. You have to land somewhere else and travel there in a very traditional way, without your technology.
Okay. Then we'll need to fly there, speak with the brother. What are other 2 questions? Anybody know? Can
You
will
can either
using your soul gem as a magical material item destroy your soul?
Fuck if I know.
Yeah, basically that's his answer. He goes, I would
what?
hope not.
Basically, like if I craft with your soul, would it
I
destroy
think he
your soul?
understood the question. I just don't think he has an answer.
I don't have an answer for you. I goddamn hope not. And secondly, I'm in a gem.
What?
Your future's
Go.
never been brighter.
He's like, I'm a gem? Huh. Well, I have been in a dreary blank slate as if nothing existed.
This is all part of my Steven Universe fanfic.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh, God, no.
Okay. 4th question.
Is there anyone we should not speak to regarding on your homeworld regarding your current state? I think it's an important question. If he was exiled,
Absolutely. No, that was a really good call. Let's answer.
The church would be the most safest place with me. The more politicians you get involved, the worse it gets.
so just
Okay.
look for the main center of religion in your family. Gotcha. So if we see like aesthetics, it's probably a bit safer to ask about your
He goes,
family.
you're more likely to trust a member of the priesthood than a member of the political side or the business end.
And that's 4.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think my question was a real question.
Well, he answered it. That's the problem with
I-
fucking genie wishes.
On one hand, I want to be like, hey, yeah, that question didn't count. But on the other hand, I want to be like, yeah, it's totally something I think arthritis would ask.
Yeah.
Hey, so just
Can
quick
I-
question. If I crafted with the gem that your soul is currently in,
I'm in a gem?
would
What?
you permanently die?
If
What?
you guys can think of an actual good 4th question, I'll allow you to use it. Because I could be, it's like Friday starts saying, and you're just like, no, don't stop. Don't be dumb.
I don't have a good 4th question, so yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah, I honestly don't have a good 4th question.
I got
Yeah,
nothing.
that went way better than I thought it would.
Yeah, we got solid answers.
Solid answers because friendly spirits aren't dicks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
boy.
Hey, how can I help you? Well, let me give you a really good answer for that, because that's that shit I like.
Cool. So you guys have a plan.
Yeah.
Go to
Code
his
your-
homeworld. Go to the holy city, which is not hard to get to, but requires time and travel because you can't just fly there. Talk to someone, find the brother, talk to people in the church.
Avoid politics, talk to the church.
Oh, I forgot to give you guys fancy points for the last arc. So you guys get fancy points.
Think of how
Yeah,
many
and good.
more stupid things I can force to be in Tanner's setting.
No fancy points for Faridas. In fact, he loses the one guaranteed fancy point.
One person gets an additional fancy point, and I'm thinking about having it be Mark for being a goddamn hero and saving Mike's soul.
What?
Saved.
We probably definitely couldn't have resurrected Mike without putting him in a soul gem.
Yeah.
Actually true.
Weeks.
I thought about alternatively, I would give it to Kevin for winning the gambling tournament, but he's already going to get the draw from the deck of mini things on Erik.
And he's leaving Erik.
Yeah, and he's leaving Erik.
Oh, they don't carry over?
No, they do,
I was
but
about
like,
to say.
you're like, hey, I did this thing on the character, and then that character is leaving.
I am
so-
now making this character leave instantly.
It's all part of the plan. See, now that I've won the deck of many things, I don't need you guys. And I have to stay
True.
away from you
Mark,
so you guys can't
And the
accidentally
reason
figure out my
the reason
shit.
I'm giving it to Mark for that is that action actively changed the plot. It got you guys information way ahead of schedule. And
I'm so glad that Mark thought of it.
Yeah. Well, it actively changed the plot point, and it forces you to go to somewhere that you probably wouldn't be going to at this point.
Pat, if you need my assistance with a single fancy point, I'll help out.
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
Pat
don't worry about it, man.
is technically the one who thought of it, but the action was carried out by Mark.
Yeah, I chose
My
not to
character
go on the mission.
technically
That's on
made the
me.
knowledge checks
Yeah,
know that it was
that's-
still the right action.
That's the reason I can't give it to you, is because your character wasn't actually there.
Yeah,
Side
I
note,
chose to sit out the mission. That's on me.
my only question my medium would go, it goes, the only information I would feel like my medium would reveal to you is like you were dealing with a very, very holy person, like a powerful deity. Its powers exist in this man.
What?
Shit. Fucking
Yeah.
shit.
This soul is the soul of a god. Is pretty much
Like a
what he's
partial.
saying.
He's not saying like
Yeah.
a full guard. But he's
Demigod,
like
my dude.
a portion of a god's soul is in this gem.
It's like we just trapped the soul to Hercules,
He
basically.
goes, basically, he's like, I don't have context of anything else, but do keep that in mind.
So it's better crafting materials.
Yes.
Yeah, so what you're saying is it's even better.
It's no longer just worth the price of a soul. It's worth the price of like a demigod soul.
Yeah.
can make
How much
so
do you
many
think you
items
could-
out of you, Mike?
Sell Hercules for.
Mike, if you don't want, Mike, if you want me to craft out of you, just say nothing and be a gem.
All right,
Damn.
Mike. We humbly accept your sacrifice.
Yeah. We asked him what he wanted, and he answered in his own way.
So yeah, you guys know that. What do you guys know so far? You guys know that when Mike died and his body was put in the thing, his soul became the same type of gem that Canettle has, and you know
And that he's got some sort of demigod level power in the said soul.
And you also know the gems are what Psias are looking for.
So he's looking to trap divine beings in gems.
Well, he doesn't. He hasn't said anything about divine beings. He's
Well, he
just
probably
like, I
doesn't even
want
know
this-
it's divine beings, but he's
Well,
looking
yeah,
for
because
those
he
gems.
even commented the soul is more radiant than he'd ever seen. So I don't think it was intentional.
Yeah. No, again, he doesn't like the dragon doesn't know that these are divine things.
At least he's made no mention of it.
Yeah, he's made no mention, at least to us.
Yeah. All the more reason to never provide them to this guy.
And then he has to start hunting and killing gods. Then he becomes the god-killing dragon.
Yeah. The follow-up to this campaign will, of course, be Lord of the God Kings.
You gotta go find
Ugh.
the god seeds.
Yeah, you gotta ingest their god seeds. Tanner, can I ingest any god seeds over the course of this game?
Maybe. I mean,
You could swallow the gem.
what is a god seed? I mean, there's a gem there. You could swallow it.
I don't know what the seeds of gods look like, but it could be a gem.
I don't know if you remember that Penny Arcade comic.
No, I do.
No, we do.
I'm just saying that if you want to ingest a god seed, there's a hypothetical god seed right in front of you. You know, it's a soul that has divine power.
Mike, do you think your character would be mad if somebody ate your god soul?
I'm gonna believe he's mad, but I don't believe you'll face repercussions for it.
Yeah, he'd
Yeah,
be
what
mad,
exactly
but he would
is
also
soul do?
understand.
It's exiled. So everyone not.
I think Mark's cutting out.
Yeah,
Mark,
boy.
you cut out for half that sentence.
Fuck you. It doesn't matter. Nobody can figure out that you've done anything with it. If you tell anyone from his planet, they're all going to cheer.
Yeah, he got exiled.
Yeah.
If anything, I'm their new god. Though I will keep in the back of my mind the implication that he got exiled from his world and somehow has a god soul, and I think the two might be related.
Could be.
Yeah, but you know what that means? If you bring them back, a god owes you one.
Yeah.
But yeah, and you do know that the religious sect would be the one that wants me back.
Yeah, we've got a divinity owing us, basically. That's some good shit right there.
What kind of-
Just to
Right.
let everyone know what fancy points they have. Jess has 3, Kevin has 1, Mark has 4, Mike has 2, and Pat has 1.
Remind me, what's the limit for permanently altering the fate of the campaign?
8.
Damn, I'm halfway there.
8 is the campaign is pretty much about this now for a little bit. You can't just completely derail the entire campaign, but you can
Wait.
be like, this is the arc we're doing. Like, you could be like, we're conquering this planet now.
Which is a great idea, by the way. Pat, have you heard that we could conquer planets?
I had not, and I should have been saving up my points. Feel free that you just consider that you have my fancy point available to you should you desire to make the campaign about conquering a particular planet.
Wasn't it specifically agreed upon that like we weren't going to tell Pat about that?
Thanks,
Don't
Mark.
worry about it. I'm the one who made you all agree to that anyway, so I can break that rule.
I want to fucking
Um,
conquer planets.
I've been
That's the
kinda-
game that I
I've been
want
kind
to
of
play.
drafting out how the Draconic Dominion works overall, and it's pretty much if you took the EU and made them super capitalists like America, because they're all
If the
about
EU was less shitty and more awesome.
yeah. If the EU was less shitty and more awesome.
Yeah, I don't understand how the EU could be like America. They would stop being the E EU.
The idea is that each planet in the Dominion has the freedom to govern itself however it wants, which is a lot more self-governing rights than a state in modern America has. But they still have to use the same currency, pretty much accept citizens from other members of the Dominion as, allowed to be there. And
The idea is that it's the
Are we
United
going to start a
States,
refugee crisis?
but the states are planets, and they have more rights.
They still have
Yeah.
to like abide by freedom of movement and like freedom of trade, like the EU.
yeah, they have a lot of the concepts of what the EU is built off of, but then fucked it up. And also, kind of like the EU in the sense that the people aren't elected in the power, they're appointed. The people in power are put in place by dragons who are royalty, and they're like monarchies that run it. That isn't elected officials.
Yeah.
Which is one of the problems that Fridas would have with it. They're like, hey, I don't like the fact that these dragons just get to be in power.
Well, I don't know if I would have a problem with non-democracies. That would give me a problem with almost every place in the universe in a medieval setting.
No, what I mean is that it's an overarching. They're effectively an empire. They showed up as like unified dragons, and they're like, "Hey, we're capitalist royalty. Your planet is under us now." And sometimes it's great,
Yeah.
sometimes it's not. They show up
I
and do
definitely
the
would
thing
have
that you
trouble with
don't
it.
like, and while not every dragon is a bad guy, I mean, Jess's mom was pretty okay, and Pisias is okay for the most part, as far as you can tell.
My favorite good aligned dragon is K-Rog.
Oh man, Karok's the best. He's gonna have to come up in this campaign too.
Good old
Maybe
King
he's
K-Rock.
finally finished conquering the Mushroom Kingdom.
I mean, is it really the same though without Kenneth? He
No, it
best
is.
friended K-Rog, and now that doesn't
Maybe
even matter
that's where
anymore.
Kenneth is. Maybe Kenneth is just dressed up like Mario.
You had K-Rog and his right hand Kappa the Magic Koopa, or Kobold.
He calls him a Koopa. He has no idea why.
No, he just messes up the guy's name.
Yeah.
Hey,
He's just,
Koopo.
hey,
It's
Koopa.
Kappa.
No, I
Hey,
meant
Koopo.
Kappa.
Koopu?
Fucking number 4.
Koopu?
Ugh.
It was
All right,
an-
so good shit. We'll
Yeah, so
bounce
that's gonna
out of
be
the
it.
planet pretty soon. And then
That'll
we'll
be it for me.
go res Mike.
Jess is doing things, but Jess is the only one involved with that, so you can pretty much do that whenever with Jess.
So, Mike, I don't know how soon your character is going to be resurrected.
Yeah, that's fine.
In this plotline, if you want to make a character to fill in on the planet, like his brother or something like that,
Yeah, I could just
to
make
play
it.
in the meantime,
Just tell me a level.
8, just 'cause
8?
that's what the party is, and
Alright.
I think 8 isn't too extreme for a military guy that's good at his job.
If you
Yeah.
wanted to play an old man Batman necromancer, I could assist you.
Oh, he's right. Tanner, I need to make an old man Batman necromancer.
Like, you know the general idea of the plot that's going on here and your character's backstory. So, if
Pat, what I haven't told you is I've made the ultimate support character.
Tell me about the ultimate support character.
It's all time sphere. You take the talent that lets you grant an extra standard action as a standard action to an ally, and you take the one that says you can add an additional ally to this effect, and you take the one that lets you do it at range. That's it. And you just give one of your allies infinite standard actions as long as you have spell points.
I approve.
yeah, you're like, I have 20 spell points and it costs me a lot, but I'm just going to give this guy 10 turns this turn.
This guy is going to get as many standard actions as it takes to do whatever we're doing right now. Infinite one-turn technique.
Yeah, repetition. You may spend a spell point to momentarily extend time for a target, allowing them to take extra care when performing an action. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. Retry. I'm trying
Yeah.
to...
It's hang on, I'll pull it up too. Because as far as I can read, nothing prevents this combination from working, which means for a mere 4 total magic talents, which means you can pull this off by 30.